Hi, my name is Sommer Snyder, and I'm here to talk to you about academic performance in student athletes. I feel like that this is a current issue because with student athletes in the Division 3 all the way up through Division 1, they have to focus more on their studies and their classwork in order to stay eligible with the NCAA. The three main issues that I'm bringing up are our student athletes focusing more on sports than their studies and trying to graduate, and does their academic performance and graduation rates reflect this at all? Um, the third issue that I'm bringing up is are student athletes successful after college if they even graduate? Academic performance in student athletes. The three main questions that I'm going to be asking throughout my documentary are: one, are student athletes focusing more on sports than their studies and trying to graduate? Two, does their academic performance and graduation rates reflect this? And three, are student athletes successful after college if they even graduate? These are just some of the important questions that I will be investigating throughout my documentary. Some of the pros in academic performance that I've found after doing more research was the most recent graduation rate report published by the NCAA indicates that athletes reached an all-time high graduation rate of 60% compared to 58% for the non-athlete population. Also, according to another NCAA report, participation in intercollegiate athletics has been found to increase motivation to complete a college degree. Research suggests that these athletes that aspire to play at the professional level also have high expectations to earn a college degree. For example, 95% of basketball and football indicated that earning a college degree was important to them. Academic and athletic demands are particularly harder for the freshman student athlete since it's difficult to balance between the two. So these universities at D1 schools where the time constraints are most demanding have high quality support systems to help them manage between academic and athletic tasks. This is a screenshot of the University of Arkansas where the student athlete academic support and achievement statement says their ultimate goal is a University of Arkansas diploma. They have an academic center as well as tutors and study halls. Some of the cons in academic performance are some of the harshest critics say that athletics programs create a separate culture where student athletes experience lower levels of academic performance, graduate at lower rates, and cluster in certain majors. These student athletes are basically working two jobs when they play a major sport because not only do they have credit hours that they have to keep up with in their studies, they have a long and hard day and trying to keep up with their schoolwork and passing grades to stay eligible with the NCAA. These student athletes miss a fair number of classes when their sport is in season, so they're required and expected to perform well in the classroom to earn grades strong enough to maintain eligibility for playing college sports. The NCAA also institutes mandatory graduation rates for D1 schools. This is the all-or-nothing mentality that pervades sports like basketball and football. These student athletes enter college expecting to move on to the next level, either to the NFL or the NBA, not realizing the improbable odds of making it. The average NFL career is 3.3 years long, and only about 1,800 players are in the league. If they aren't drafted, they don't have the option of returning to play college football next year and have the improbable odds of returning back to school to graduate with a degree. Graduation rates published by the NCAA have consistently shown that student athletes complete degrees at higher rates compared to students in the general student population. However, when the data is desegregated by sport, race, and gender, the numbers tell a different story. After doing more research about the student athlete, I've come to a conclusion that the overall graduation rates are increasing, and the school's academic support systems play a major part in helping this number increase. However, I do believe that some, not all, student athletes, depending on their sport, focus more on their sports instead of their studies and banking on making it pro rather than getting a college education. If they don't make it pro and don't graduate, they don't have a college education to fall back on to get a good job. Conclusions can be drawn from the data. First, male athletes tend to enter college and perform at lower levels compared to their peers. Second, athletes who enter college with lower levels of academic achievement tend to have lower first-year grades in college. Where do we go from here as sport managers? After seeing the facts and statistics about academic performance in student athletes, I believe as sport managers we should do two things. First, put more emphasis on studies and graduating with degree rather than on the sports. The school's academic support systems can help this. And two, encourage the emphasis of the importance of graduating by holding guest speakers or seminars, especially to those in the sports of basketball and football, since they are the sports who plan on making it pro. I hope that the information presented has increased your knowledge of the subject matter, because the importance of student athletes focusing on their grades can never be overstated, since student athletes with higher GPAs and better test scores have far more opportunities than those with lower levels of performance.